No, that was too close.
Hello and welcome to Incoming RC. My name's Lucas Weakley, and last episode I gave a teaser to my quadcopter, and a lot of people wanted to know what it was and what parts I was using on it, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this episode. So first off, what is it called? Well, I call it the Tetraeta 2, or you can also call it the Tetraeta, and the name is Tetra, which in chemistry and science means 4, and I think tetra is much cooler than quad. And then eta, which is Greek for H, and this is an H quad, an actual H quad, not an I quad like some of the other ones. So you put them together and it's Tetraeta. And then this is the second one. The first one that I had was red. It used the NTM 1200 kV motors, and that one didn't work out so well. I really over-engineered the frame. Did a lot of things to make it look cool, but it didn't fly very well. So this one was focused on it flying well and having features that I needed for the jobs that I was doing, and it actually looked pretty cool. So like I said, it's a real H quad, so that means that the front is pointing between the legs instead of over here, so you're not holding it sideways and calling it an H. Now this has a couple advantages. You have these arm joints with it, and these hold together the two arms and then hold it together for the one center piece. And these give the unique opportunity to have two places to mount your radio equipment. So here is my receiver for the remote control, and here's my video transmitter. And so what that means is as I'm flying away from me, or if I'm flying towards me, then both the signals are in the same position, they're not overlapping each other. And then when I'm flying back, it's the same thing. So I'm not having any signal drop out. Now when I do turn, there's a little bit, but that's fine. Because there's nothing in the middle, I have this really big area for mounting cameras and batteries, and I have this clean area which is suspended off of these rubber ball vibration absorbers. And so the battery is on that, and so is the GoPro. And I have two 3/8 of an inch wooden dowel rods, and these extend and they hold up the GoPro, but I can also take off the GoPro and put on a gimbal or something else. These are a fixed distance, so I can just clip on whatever I want to it, and that's what the battery clips on too. So you can see the attachment that I have right now has the GoPro, and it can pivot, so I can change its angle before I go flying. So if I want to completely down shot, or if I want a straightforward shot, and then I can just tighten this bolt back here. All the yellow parts on this frame are 3D printed, and they came from my MakerBot Cupcake CNC. Everything else is wood, so all the black parts I've painted. They're wooden dowel rods, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and then these are 3/8 round dowel rods. So everything is bolted together with 25mm long bolts. And the only thing that's not is these landing gear. And the landing gear are designed to, if you hit something, they just break off. They're just hot glued on, and they easily come off if you're in a crash or move forward into something and then you hit them. So that's the whole point in those. And but they're really sturdy, and they hold on really well until you do hit something. So the moment you've all probably been waiting for is what I'm using on this. So for the motors, I am using Emax 2212-15. And these are the Grand Turbo series. They're really efficient, they're super smooth, and they work great. They're 910 kV if I remember properly, so they're really slow, and I'm using a 10x47 prop on them. I have Simon K 20 amp ESCs. I flashed these myself, but also you can buy them already pre-flashed. I'm using the KK2 board, but I kind of want to change that out for something else in the future. I'm using 3300 milliamp 3-cell batteries, and like I said before in the other video, I get about 15 minutes on one of these, and I can still fly back on 15 minutes. Then, let's see, what else? So for my radio equipment, I'm using an orange Open UHF receiver. I have a transmitter on my 9XR. I reflashed all of these to the Open UHF software, and IB Crazy has a great tutorial on how to do this, and I followed his tutorial, and it was exactly the same for the orange system, so I have a link in the description for that if you want to check that out. And then I'm using ready-made RC 1.3 gigahertz transmitter. This is their newer one, so it transmits at 1258. megahertz, and I'm using that with my 1.3 gigahertz ground station, which I made a while ago with diversity and a directionally polarized crosshair antenna. And of course I'm using a GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition up in the front, and that's what fits into this GoPro case. So I designed this for aerial photography, so it's really stable. The propellers make it, or the larger propellers make it so that it hovers really nice, and I've used it for a bunch of things so far, like getting aerial pictures of buildings, like isometric views of it for architectural purposes. I've also done my school's lip dub, which is a thing you're just gonna have to check it out. I don't really know how to explain it, and there's a link in the description for that. And I've just been using it for video production stuff. And the reason why I kind of wanted to change out the KK2 boards, it's a bit twitchy. So for taking video, it's not working too well. But anyway, the vibration balls work really well, and those take out pretty much all the vibrations. Now, going from what I learned on the Tricopter from Maker Hanger 2, I'm probably going to switch this out with wire rope, and that's going to work a lot better and take out all the vibrations, and it's going to be more durable too, because these kind of like pop off and they're rubber so they can break. So anyway, you've seen what it kind of can do, but let's go fly it outside and see how stable it is. Okay, so there's not going to be any kits for this. 3D printing all the parts out is way too hard to manufacture and do on a larger scale, even if I'm only doing like 10 of them. Plus, other people are going to want different colors, and that's going to, I'd have to make them on order. So what I'm going to do is I'll post all the 3D plans for this on Thingiverse, so you can go download it if you have a 3D printer or access to one. You can print it out yourself. What I may try to do is I got a new 3D printer. It has a larger build area. I'm going to try to build the quadcopter with a single body construction, and do a couple other things that might make it look nicer too, and also be easier to manufacture and more performance driven. So that's kind of what I'm planning on doing with it. So there's not going to be any kits for it, maybe in the future, but I'm pretty busy, so I don't know when I'm going to get to that. So if you're interested in all the electronics that I used on this, there's a complete parts list in the description below, so you can go check that out and see what I got and all the specs behind it. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. You requested this video, and here it is for you, so I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'm going to see you very soon in the next video. Bye.